Let's go ahead and get started with boot camp. This is our 6 o'clock Tuesday boot camp. And we're going to start with our warm-up. Now, I'll just hold my phone because I can talk about the workout. So warming up is always critical for any class, any fitness class, but especially for one where you're going to use your muscles. And I think that would apply to all fitness classes. Even if you're doing cardio and dancing, you're using your muscles. So we don't want to pull any of our muscles, which is why we want to warm them up, create a little heat, they become more pliable. All right. Don't ever test this theory, but don't ever go out in the cold, come back freezing, and then try to touch your hands to the ground, trying to stretch your hamstrings. It won't work, and you'll feel terrible for it. All right, so today's circuits or rounds or intervals is 45 seconds of work. So we haven't done this in a while. I think 45 seconds is the max. Lift your legs to the side. The max like time length that I would do for an interval. I think a minute is really long, and generally people sort of pace themselves and peter out around the 40-45 second mark anyways. So that is why 45 seconds is the longest interval that I choose. All right, get some arm motion in there as well, and a little bit of obliques. So we're gonna do 3 exercises, 45 seconds on, 15 seconds rest. And then we're gonna repeat those 3. So it's actually 6 minutes of work with 15-second recovery in the middle before we go for our longer break. Let's squat. Feet about just outside of shoulder or hip width. Toes and knees turned out slightly to the side, and try to keep that chest up as you drop your butt back and down. I know you guys enjoyed my profile, so here it is. No, just kidding. There's nothing exciting about my profile. Otherwise, you can see the knee angle, which is actually very important. All right, you can't really see knee angles too much from the front view. And then the other thing that's important is when I do lunges, seeing the knee angle. Let's do about 4 more. So anyways, that's the workout. It's gonna be 6 minutes of work. Pretty long, pretty challenging. And you know, I never do these workouts before class. I do it with you guys. Let's lunge. So I've done the exercises before. So the movement itself I've done. So nice long stride length, bend the back knee down to about ankle height, forming roughly 90 degrees in both knees. Keep the chest up, vertical drop. Let's do about 8 more. So I've done the work, I've done the exercise, but I've never really pushed myself during that 45 seconds to see what it feels like. So we're experiencing that together. Your pain is my pain. There should be no pain other than muscular fatigue, by the way. All right, let's switch sides. Keep that nice long stride length. And we lunge. I like boot camp because I don't really have to count repetitions. In my other classes, I have to count repetitions and I always mess up on counting. All right, 8 more-ish. The first exercise I'm gonna demonstrate real fast, and then I'm gonna start the timer because so I don't know if you guys have done it before. And then the subsequent exercises I'm going to demonstrate during the 15-second break, because no one's going to remember it anyways if I do it early. So this is called a jerk split lunge. If you've ever done a jerk, it's basically this barbell Olympic style move where you have a really heavy weight, it's resting on your collarbone, and you pump it up while you basically lunge underneath the bar. So let's say the weight's here. You don't lift the weight too high. You actually just kind of drop under it. But obviously move your arms. All right, so the way it works is you're going to alternate. So you have your hands here. You punch the sky, split, come back. The other side, split, come back. Okay, the non-jumping version is a reverse lunge at the same time that you press up. Since we're not really holding a barbell, you don't have that fist, but it's just showing you. Right, Aria? You can do that with actual weights because you have a barbell. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right, let me start the timer. That's our first move. It's called a split jerk. Sounds like I'm calling you names. I'm not calling you names. Go. 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 Oops, I forgot to switch legs there. You can step it back into the reverse lunge. Or basically you kind of just jump and split your legs. It's called a split jerk because you split your legs. And I guess you jerk your way under the bar. Anyways, part of the challenge is that your arms go straight up at the moment you drop into the lowest part of your lunge. All right, that knocker is 10 seconds to go. It means speed up, not slow down. Okay, here's the next exercise. It's high-low push-ups. High-low planks, no push-ups. So you're high plank, put your elbow down, get right back up, and then switch lead arm. So it goes other elbow. All right, let's go. There's the timer. Take your feet about hip distance apart here. You don't want your feet right next to each other. Helps with stability. All right, so this is a plank. What does that mean? Our abs are nice and tight. Oh, I realized I usually do a plank in the warm-up and I didn't. Okay, well, still treat this like your warm-up, I guess. 10 seconds. I just realized I got so excited about the first move. I didn't complete my normal warm-up. Sorry. After I talk about how important the warm-up is. Okay, what do we got? Abs. Okay. Lower body, upper body abs. Double crunch, double leg stretch.
Ready?
So my knees to elbows, extend legs and arms away from each other. Knees to elbows. And I am keeping my shoulder blades off the ground. If you want to put your head, neck, and shoulder down, go for it. It is more challenging when the shoulder blades stay off the ground. Knee to elbow. Good. And lift your butt off the floor here. See this? See how I lift it? 15 seconds. We're not done after this. We're going right into the split jerk after this next 15-second break. All right, lower body, upper body, abs. Although one could argue that the plank was abs too, and you wouldn't be wrong. It is definitely abdominals, but you definitely feel your shoulders and triceps a lot in the high-low plank.
Ready?
Okay, here, jerk. You're going. I know. Seconds. I know I cheated. I stopped doing this for about 20 seconds. How dare I? I'll move in double time for this 10 seconds just to catch up. Just kidding. You can't really catch up. That was okay. Okay, high-low. Time to take off my brand new super soft fleece. Such a soft fleece. I love wearing it, but it's got to go.
Ready?
Ready. Make sure you're alternating the arms because the arm muscles will feel different. Your tricep muscles are targeted differently based on whether it goes down first or up first. Okay? And symmetry is always something we aim for. Whew. Keep the butts and the abs and the quads all engaged. Maintain that plank. Work those triceps. Stabilize with the shoulders. Ooh. Okay. Jeez. That was hard. All right, abs.
So you want to keep your shoulder blades up. Butt comes up.
Ready?
And then butt goes down. Butt goes down as your legs extend. You almost want to think about bringing your knees to your elbows as opposed to your elbows to your knees. This is it. This is the sixth one, right? 3 times 2, so you get a minute-long break after this. So take your water break. Of course, you can modify any of the movements and take water breaks anytime. And what I mean by modified movements is if you don't feel like doing abs, or you want to do another version of abs, or you want to do more lunges, go for it. Okay? This is a time for us to challenge ourselves and beat ourselves up together at the same time, but we don't necessarily have to do it the same exact moves. I'm here to give you ideas and inspiration. All right, grabbing water here. All right, what is this here? So we have our squats. Okay, we have about 30 seconds left in our rest here. So if you take one hand, touch it down to the opposite, reach up, heels up, drop, toes, drop onto the toes. And if you want to make it a jump, as you reach the arm up, you jump. As you reach the arm up, you come onto your toes. See, my heels are up. Okay, so that's the non-jumping version. Heels come up. In 5 seconds, we start. Touchdown opposite, up, and jump. So this is the non-jumping version. Touchdown, up, jumping version, right here. Nice soft landing. Feet nice and wide, toes and knees turned out to the corners of the room. You don't need to really touch your feet unless you want to. But see, after getting low, see, notice I have to drop my butt. I'm really not trying to drop my chest. I'm not looking down, but it forces me to get into that lower squat if I feel like I need to reach for my toes or my foot or my awesome Nikes. No, they didn't pay me to say that. Just advertise them on my own all the time. Oh, geez. Upper body time, burpees. No, burpees are like, it uses your legs too. No, we're gonna go into our burpee. You can walk it back. We do 8 mountain climbers. 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. Walk it in, and that's your burpee. Yep. So we're spending more time in the mountain climber than we are doing burpees. So that's how I just fly the upper body. Now, if you want to do a push-up, go for it. So you go 8 mountain climbers. You do a push-up, and you come up, okay? Or you can do the push-up first. Do your mountain climbers. All right. Always lots of options with the burpees here. All right, I knew the next exercise was on the ground, so I just didn't bother standing up. Flutter kicks. You don't want to sit on your hand. You can have them really close to your butt. Flutter, flutter, flutter.
Ready?
All right. Again, don't sit on your hands. You want them close to your butt, but you want your tailbone on the floor. You want that spine. Your head can be down, it can be up, but you want the majority of your spine on the mat, right? If you sit on your hands, then that whole area of your pelvis is not on the mat anymore. And you know what? You know why people sit on their hands? Because it makes it easier. We're not here to make things easier. Feel free to bend your knees. Feel free to flutter higher. That's how you make it easier, okay? The goal is to find something that's challenging but doable. All right, so don't sit on your hands. Change the angle. Change how straight your legs are. Oh, 2 seconds. 1. Woo. Okay, we're back to our touchdown. Got about 3 more minutes of work before we take
our 1 minute break. Get some water if you need during this 15 seconds.
Ready?
And touchdown, reach, or touchdown, heel. By heel, I mean raise your heels. Come onto your toes. Low, high. Oh geez, I get a peanut butter and honey sandwich at 5:30. Yummy. Hey, my neck's getting all twisted. It's no longer parallel to the screen. Oh my gosh, drives me nuts. Okay, we all heard that knocking. Let me fix my mat here. Burpees with or without push-ups and the mountain climbers. If you don't want to do mountain climbers, then just do the push-ups.
Ready?
It's your choice. It's your choice. Burpee variations, any variation. And if you really hate burpees, you don't have to do them. You can do non-stop push-ups or anything else you like. Also, I said 8 mountain climbers. That's 4 on each leg, but I'm not really counting. So you can do as many as you like, really. You know, we're all here to, in a sense, hold each other accountable to those workouts, but not here to micromanage. I know you're here to put in your best effort. Oh, luckily I'm on the ground again. And now, for our flutter kicks. Okay, remember, different angles, change the intensity felt in the abs. Try to imprint that lower back. What did I say the first round? Don't sit on your hands. Oh, I see it so often. You can have it wedged right underneath, but your hands are on the floor, your tailbone and butt is on the floor. Good, you want to change it up? Climb those steps. Oh, go down, go up. So much fun doing flutter kicks. Keep breathing. This wonderful soundtrack of my breathing is so motivational. 5 seconds. All right, I'm just gonna lay here while I tell you the next exercise. I can't get up. Get some water though. What do we got here? Oh, okay, so we're back to our lunges.
Ready?
We do have push-ups this round. We haven't done one yet. So we're gonna do a reverse lunge. And then we're gonna pretend we're a basketball player by shooting a basketball. So hold the ball, reverse lunge, shoot the ball. If you don't wanna jump while shooting, you can shoot like this. I think, don't the professionals shoot free throws without jumping? Shoot. Shoot. Okay, that's the first exercise. Have about 30 seconds. Let's not forget that exercise meanwhile. How are we doing so far? Okay. All right, that just meant that the 15-second break. So we're starting in 5 seconds. Pretend you're a basketball player.
Ready?
Even if you're short, like 5 feet tall. Lunge, shoot. And real basketball players don't shoot with 2 hands, they only shoot with 1. But we are not real basketball players, so I'm going to just symmetrically shoot with 2 hands by reaching both hands up, okay? Whew. Nice jump shot. Wow, you made the shot from half court. You are awesome. "15 seconds. You're gonna hear that knocking, and when you hear it, you're not gonna stop. We got push-ups next. It's gonna be tricep push-ups. We have tricep push-ups. And you can choose to do it on your knees or toes, or alternate. So I'm gonna alternate. So you bend your hands are underneath your shoulders, bend your elbows, keep it tight to the body. I'm gonna pop off my knees and do one, elbows tight next to my rib cage, drop to my knees. Good, so I'm going from a higher intensity tricep move to a lower intensity. Option to keep it on your knees or to stay on your toes the entire time. This is 45 seconds, so it's pretty tough. This is different from chest push-ups where your hands are wider than your shoulders. If you prefer doing that kind of push-up, go for it. Yeah, my triceps. Ugh. We got abs after this? Okay. Back on the mats. So we have our legs up. You do a hip lift like this, followed by a reach for the toes.
Ready?
Hands down, push into the floor, hip lifts, otherwise known as a reverse crunch. Hip lift, feet to the ceiling. Now your fingertips reach toward the toes or reach toward the ceiling. Fingers, feet. Up to the ceiling, the fingers, up to the ceiling, the feet. Whew. So again, the sequence is lower body, upper body, and abs. So when our legs get tired, we hit other muscle groups. When our arms get tired, we hit our abs. And by the time we get back to the feet or the legs, they should be ready to go again. All right, so we're going back to our reverse lunge, basketball, three-point shot exercise. The reason why I say it's a three-pointer is because you have to jump higher to get a three-pointer. If you're standing right in the basket, you're probably not even gonna jump. So you really gotta imagine you're shooting that three-pointer. Jumping is optional. You don't have to jump. Soft landing. Remember, injuries happen because we landed properly, not because we jumped into the air improperly. Nice long stride, 90 degrees in both knees. Okay, finish. And we have our tricep push-ups. Again, if you want to go chest, hands wide, triceps, hands narrow, and elbows narrow.
Ready?
Ready. Oh, I feel like my arms needed more rest than the 2 minutes it got. It did get 2 minutes. Oof. Technique is always more important than speed, so you don't want to get sloppy, so try to squeeze as many reps in as possible. You want to try to squeeze as many reps in that are of good technique. All right, staying on my knees for the last 10 seconds here. Whew. Yeah, my butt's sticking up. It's okay, it's not about the plank right now, it's about the triceps. Yeah, okay. So we have our legs in the air. And if it bothers your lower back to lift your hips like this, then do non-stop toe reaches. Okay, you can also support your head like this. All right, any variety of abs that you want to do. And like I said, if you really hate abs, you can do more push-ups or whatever you like. People tend to like doing things that they're good at. You know? So if you really hate abs or something, it probably means you should do it. I speak for myself. Ugh. That is it. 1 minute rest.
Jeez, I thought that time would never ring. Okay, so
Ready?
It really is true that people generally only like doing what they're good at. But I'll admit, when I went to my first Zumba class, I couldn't do a thing. I was so lost. I stood there frozen for probably 80% of the class. I was like, what? What's happening? What are they doing? But then I was like, I am determined to learn this because the music was just so like addicting. It was so fun. And so I went in often to just try to see if I could figure out the moves at least and go in the same direction as everyone else. So for those of you who are taking my dance classes, yes, I started off just as confused as everyone did. Okay, here we go, round 4. Whew. 15 seconds, I better get off. So, sumo squats, really, really wide. You've seen sumos, right? They're like this. So you can either march in place, or you can do what I call a sumo squat leapfrog. You know what leapfrog is? You gotta jump over a frog. No, you jump like a frog. Anyways, the challenge here is that you actually don't go all the way up. I want you to pretend like you're jumping over a very small object, much like a real frog. So let's say you're playing leapfrog with this tiny little frog. Look how high I jumped. I didn't even really have to straighten my legs. This is how you create the burnout. Now, do you need your arms down here? Not necessarily. I guess you can reach it up or do whatever else you want. But if we're imagining playing leapfrog, we gotta put our hands on the frog's back and leap over that frog. Put your hands on the frog's back, leap over the frog. Is ever played leapfrog with actual human beings? You gotta put your hands on the back and then leap over them. And you hope that they keep their head down. All right, burpee jacks. So you know the burpee. Here's the jack bar. Jack. Go down to the burpee, do another jack. Here, I'll just.
Ready?
Jack. 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 Oh, I forgot the push-up. Well, remember, push-ups are always optional for burpees. Jack. Low impact version of jack, you can step out and in. All right. And like I said, the push-ups are optional. Admit I stopped before the clock rang. Okay, I'm gonna do something for our spine. So I'm gonna lift up like a T,
Ready?
and then we're gonna flap our wings. So see if you can keep your chest or the top part of your chest up for 45 seconds. If you need a break, you come down, come back up. So what is working here isn't just your spine muscles, but also your rear deltoids. So those muscles around your shoulder blades. If you're flapping your wings, chin tucked, head and neck aligned with the spine. If you're flapping your wings like a bird, you should feel your shoulder blades kind of squeeze together and then shift apart a little bit. You should feel it across your upper back scapula area. And you're also going to feel it down here because your chest is up. Whew. Oh, I did it again. Oops, I came down before the bell. We're back to our sumo squat. Bang, leapfrog. All right, you guys have the
Ready?
picture in your mind? Over the little frog, over the little frog. So if you're not leapfrogging, you can stomp around over the frogs. No, over the frogs, not on the frogs. There's a lot of burnout right now in the legs because we are not fully straightening the legs, okay? Even if you do this kind of pulse motion without the jump, as opposed to the stomping, lots of burnout. 10 seconds. I will continue until the bell rings. I'll even do one extra to make up for last round. Ah, okay. Jeez. All right, burpees, jacks. any burpees you want, any push-ups you want. This is our upper body, any upper body you want. I guess I'll start with the jack there. I talk less during burpees, notice that? Jeez, all right, there's the knocking. I'm like, don't look at the clock. You guys don't have the benefit of looking at a clock, find out how much time is left. So I can see how difficult it is to not want to look at the clock. I always want to look at the clock. All right. Oh, legs, gotta lay on our stomach. If you want to lift your legs, go ahead. Like this. But it does put a little more work into the lower back. So it's an option. Feel free to put your feet down. If your legs are up, they are straight. Okay, they're not bent like this. They're straight, and you're gonna try to get your quads off the floor. Get your kneecaps and quads off the floor. Squeeze the butt. Work those rear deltoids. Lift up, 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 chest up, chin down. Chest up, chin down. You gotta keep that head and neck aligned. So you get a minute rest after this. All right, you get a nap for 1 minute. Jeez. All right, we got one more round. What's this? 6 minutes. 6 minutes of work. And we're gonna stretch. Okay. All right, so this is plyometric lunges, the quick click slow pattern. So think of threes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So the two quick ones, you're not going to go as wide, right? You're not going to go wide, 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 because that kind of takes up too much time. So it's kind of two little ones and then a deep lunge. If you're doing it low impact, you can do knee and lift, switch, knee and lift. Okay, let's go. Quick, quick, slow. You want to lunge back with different legs.
Ready?
Oh, whoops. Now we start. I didn't even look at the clock. I just heard the bell. The rest bell is the same as the go bell. Oops. We just did an extra 10 seconds of work. Don't worry. You'll be fine. Sorry about that though. This is my life. Making new mistakes every single day. And hopefully I learn and don't repeat the mistake. Quick, quick, slow, or knee lift, lunge, step it in, lunge, knee lift, lunge. So you're alternating without the jump. Okay. Nice and quick on the balls of the feet. Okay, what do we got? You have options for a chest push-up or tricep push-up. You're gonna have one knee.
Ready?
So this is the knee version, and then if you're doing the leg version or the toe version, you have one leg up and you switch. Now when you do the knees, notice my body and my leg, my straight leg stays in a straight line. See how my leg's parallel to the floor here? It goes on a diagonal as I drop my chest and bend my elbows. What happens is my leg doesn't stay parallel and I bend in my hip, okay? So that's part of the coordination and challenge of that neutral spine. Brace abs, glute squeezing. And then, again, if you're on your toes, you lift the leg, your whole body straight. You don't have to lift the toe very high. What do we got for abs? All right, bicycle.
think everyone's done bicycle before. Couple options. You can stay bent, you can stay straight,
Ready?
or you can go bend for 4, straight for 4. You don't need to go that fast. 3, 2, 1, straight, 4, 4, and bent, 4, 4, and straight. It's always opposite, reaching to opposite. We got elbows, we got fingers to toes. We got elbows to knees, fingers to toes. See this leg? After I extend it, it kind of goes just straight up. It's okay if your legs aren't perfectly straight with a straight leg. All right. Back to our lunges, quick, quick, slow. On the balls of the feet, or we can call it scissor, scissor, lunge. This is our last run.
Ready?
Give it all you got. Last 3 exercises. Whoa, I messed up. Sometimes it helps to say to yourself, right, left, right, left, right, left. Arms in opposition. Okay, I messed up again. Whew. I mess up because my feet land in the same line as opposed to one in front of the other. And then I get confused which leg is going back. So we gotta make sure that split is happening. You know all the technique and advice I give you guys? It's just a reminder to myself. It's not for you guys. You already know how to do things. Okay. Oh, there goes my hair. All right, I'm gonna see how many I can do on my toes, and then go down to my knees. So I'm going from chest push-ups on my toes, just hands wider chest push-ups, a little easier than tricep push-ups. And then I go to my knees for some tricep push-ups here. Ooh. It's like squeezing 2 exercises into 1 round. It's all push-ups. Find that plank, straight body. All right, so we have the bicycle at the end. If it helps to say your leg left, right, do it. So this is my right knee coming in, so right, left, and then it becomes rightly coming up. Right, left,
Ready?
right, left. Okay? If it helps to say it out loud, do it. Try to keep my shoulder blades off the ground. That's where the work is in the abs, because it's constantly keeping that lift of the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. Okay? It's not to say you won't feel your abs if you have your head, neck, and shoulder down. It's harder to rotate that way. That's for sure. But you also just feel less work when your spine isn't in flexion. 5 more seconds. Push to the end. Oh. Geez, grab some water if you need. But if you can't get up like me, then just start to stretch. Reach your arms, reach your fingertips away from your toes.
Ready?
Oh no, I gotta stand up because I gotta shut off this timer. It's too loud. We're going to our stretch sequence here. Wait, is that right? Oh yeah. Okay. Jeez. Okay. So let's start here with our knees pulled in, and then take both knees to one side for a spine stretch. So you're gonna feel your whole pelvis lift off. And then take the opposite arm and reach it away from your knees. Both shoulder blades are on the ground. This is called spine twist. Relax, breathe. In fact, you can reach both arms out because you'll take the knees to the other side And then you don't have to do anything but your arms. This is us taking advantage of gravity. Just pulls us down into the ground and we let it. And that helps us stretch, in this case, our obliques. A little bit of chest right here. Okay, go ahead and untwist. Ankle to the knee. If you don't feel enough of a stretch, you can pull your legs towards your chest. And I do that by grabbing the bottom leg's hamstring and pulling it in. Some of you may feel the stretch here without pulling in at all. You may even feel the stretch here with your feet on the ground. Stretching is very, very personal. It's very unique. You don't have to look like anyone else when you stretch. That really goes for actually all exercise. Except for squats. We should all look the same for squats. Just kidding. We should have relatively similar knee angles though. All right, let's switch sides. Here we're stretching our glutes, sort of our outer thighs. So I actually love doing stretches on the floor. A lot of times we end up on our feet and I just end up stretching on our feet. But since we're on the floor, let's just continue our stretch on the floor. So the leg that's already up, let's stretch the hamstring. So the legs are nice and straight and roll the ankles. Reverse direction. And then I want you to end with your toes tipped downward toward your face. So what that gives you is a nice calf stretch. You're flexing your foot. Try to keep your legs straight. Hamstrings are probably feeling it. But whenever you have sort of pulled your leg gently as far as it'll go, straighten the other leg. That's a lot of work to hold on to this leg. Let's switch sides. So I'm going to bend the top leg, just place it on the ground, knee bent. I'm going to first grab the other leg and roll my ankles. And roll it the other way and end with it in flexion. This used to be really relevant like a year ago, pre-pandemic. Or maybe it was never relevant to you, but people who wear high heels or elevated shoes a lot, their calves are extra tight from walking around in them. Oh, look at this hair hanging off my shoe. Oops. Anyways, I don't think that any of us is wearing high heels or elevated shoes now during a pandemic, but our calves are probably still equally tight. So after you pulled your leg as close to your head as possible, you can straighten out your other leg. Okay. Come to one side. Quadriceps. If you don't quite feel your hip flexor and quads, you can pull it behind you, not up, behind you. Trying to keep the heels to the same butt cheek. See, this is my heel detaching from my butt cheek. Same side butt cheek. And then we're going to do an inner thigh stretch. So we probably worked our inner thighs a little bit when we did the wide sumo squat, the leapfrog. So this is how you stretch your inner thighs, which is different from your hamstring. You might feel a little in your hamstring still. Because we're laying on our side and our kneecaps are facing our face, our leg is externally rotated. So you're going to feel more in the inner thigh than you do hamstring, which is back here. And you shouldn't feel your quad right now. Whew. Does anyone have their leg over by their ear? Oh, jeez. All right, some people are actually that flexible. You don't have to turn around if you don't want to. That was a lot of work. You can actually just roll over to the other side and face the opposite direction. So I would be facing my wall, but then I couldn't face you guys, which is why I didn't do that. But you can do that. Just show me your butt. It's fine. All right, so we're stretching our quads. My right quad feels a lot tighter than my left. Probably favor my right leg. And then we're gonna stretch our inner thigh. So again, the leg is externally rotated, which means the kneecap should be directly facing your face. It's kind of hard to make it facing the other way anyways. My right leg is definitely more flexible than my left.
All right. Let's just circle those arms real quick. Thanks so much for joining me for this boot camp. Hope you guys are still feeling sore. Yes, the first time you do boot camp, stretch open your chest. If you're doing something with your muscles that you aren't used to doing, it's going to feel sore the next day, the next 2 days. That's a good thing. It means you've done something that challenged your muscles. And maybe over time, you're not going to feel as sore with boot camp because you kind of get used to certain exercises. That doesn't mean that you stop boot camp. It means you got to push yourself harder. Take yourself to the next level. You know, you've been doing push-ups maybe on your knees. You're going to take it to your toes. Maybe you're going to go a little faster, you know. So the great thing about boot camp is you never really achieve that point where it's comfortable because you're always just more fit for the next level. Make sense? Good job, everyone. Thank you so much.